Lordship's speech.
My esteemed brother, Sri Justice Satyanarayana Murthy, my esteemed sister and brother judges, Sri K. Jamiki Rami Reddy, the President, AP High Court Advocates Association, Sri Ganta Ramarao, Chairman, Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, the law officers, the public prosecutor, additional advocate generals, learned senior advocates, members of the bar, members of the judicial fraternity, officers of the registry, Sri K.G. Sankar, retired judge of Common High Court, revered Madam Srimati M.V. Ramana Kumari and family members of Brother Sri Justice Satyanarayana Murthy, ladies and gentlemen, we have assembled here to bid a heartfelt adieu to my esteemed brother, Justice M.Satyanarayana Murthy, since he is demitting the office today as judge of this court. He was born on 14th of June 1960 at Machilipatnam in a family having humble background. He completed his school and college education from educational institutions at Machilipatnam and thereafter joined law course in Sir C.R. Reddy Law College, Inuru, and started practice at Machilipatnam in the office of Sri Yakkala Panduranga Rao. Brother was appointed as District and Sessions Judge Grade 2 by direct recruitment in the year 1998, and during training he was awarded M.N. Rao Gold Medal at AP Judicial Academy as Best Trainee Judge for the year 1998. He rendered his valuable services in different capacities as Additional District and Sessions Judges at Vijayanagaram, Kurnool, Additional Chief Judge, City Small Causes Court, Hyderabad, Registrar Management and Registrar Vigilance in the erstwhile Common High Court of Andhra Pradesh, and also in the capacity of Principal District and Sessions Judge at Guntur and East Godavari districts. He was elevated to the bench of the erstwhile High Court of Andhra Pradesh and sworn in on 23/10/2013. The very reason d'etre of legal profession and members of the bench is the litigant public. The greatest strength of the judiciary is the faith of the people on justice delivery system. Nay, the bar is the judge of the judges. Mr. Justice Satyanarayana Murthy, an illustrious son of Krishna district and legendary personality in legal field, won accolades not only from the members of the bar but also from members of the bench and the litigant public. My association with Justice Murthy is only for about 8 months, as he has been sitting with me in the division bench for past about 7 months. From what I have found while sitting with him and having his company in this court, he is a man who will be fondly referred to as the Sachin Tendulkar of Andhra Pradesh High Court, delivering highest number of cases on an average in a span of 9.5 years. Around 31,102 cases, 202 cases are disposed of by him. Further, he has delivered more than 130 reported judgments, which is a record of sorts in this court. Indeed, Mr. Justice Murthy worked relentlessly to demystify even the district courts while functioning as district judge. He made the courts more acceptable place for the litigant public. He is an all-rounder disposing of, with much ease, all types of cases, be it criminal, civil, constitutional, service, tax, commercial or arbitration matters. Among the most notable of his decisions, to quote a few, in G.V. Sesamba versus the state of Andhra Pradesh, his lordship held that executive instructions cannot be issued in contravention of the rules framed under proviso to Article 309. In D. Ramachandra Rao, his lordship observed that a person who obtained a decree is not only entitled to proceed against the judgment debtor firm, but also against the partners of the firm, when first judgment debtor is the partnership firm. In V. Sadasiva, his lordship noted that dismissal of the petitioner from Home Guards organization on the ground that he is involved in criminal case without conducting any inquiry is a grave illegality, violative Article 14 of the Constitution of India. In D. Raja Master, His Lordship emphasized that doctrine of pleasure does not mean a license to act arbitrarily, capriciously or whimsically. In P. Sivamurli, His Lordship ruled that court can interfere only if the policy decision is patently arbitrary, discriminatory or malafide. In Janasena Party, His Lordship held that court can exercise power if the election commissioner proceeds with the election contrary to the rules, preventing fair election and scuttle the level playing field or retard the progress of the election and not promoting the election in accordance with law. In P. Kalpana, His Lordship vividly called out the niceties of hearing of subsequent bill application. And in the latest, that is in VR Commodities Private Limited, while dealing with an international commercial arbitration appeal, His Lordship, by applying the principle of separability, held that arbitration clause in an agreement can be taken into consideration to grant any relief under Section 9 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, albeit the agreement bears sufficient stamp. On a cursory glance of many of His Lordship's judgments, I can very firmly say that they are abundant in information relating to entire case law on the particular aspect and impart profound knowledge to the reader. And if anyone reads those judgments, he or she would get mastery over the subject. It is widely acknowledged fact that Mr. Justice Murthy is an inviolable role model. He is a stickler of discipline. He is epitome of commitment, elegance and goodness. I must also say that he is a hallmark for sterling integrity and impeccable honesty. He is an ideal and typical example of reliability and punctuality. He is an embodiment of sincerity and selfless devotion to the institution. Regarding Mr. Justice's sense of timing or time, I would like to say that time is not the only thing for him. It is the only thing. Mr. Justice Murthy's parting from the institution is definitely such sweet sorrow for every one of us. The sweet part is that he is going to NCLAT Delhi as a judicial member, and the sorrow is the goodbye. Of course, he is leaving this glorious High Court. He will be beginning a new innings in Delhi, and I am sure that he would continue to contribute his might to the cause of justice. We would feel the vacuum created by His Lordship's absence in this court. Exactly after a few hours from this moment, Mr. Justice Satyanarayana Murthy is going to hang up his boots of judiciary. He has not just marked time. He made a difference. I believe that most of us would consider this superannuation ceremony worthy of our time. On behalf of my brother and sister judges, and on my own behalf, I wholeheartedly wish and pray that Mr. Justice Satyanarayana Murthy and Madam Murthy be blessed with a happy, healthy and peaceful life and good luck in achieving further greater attitudes in his life. Thank you.
With the permission of my Lord, the Hon'ble the Chief Justice, may I now request the learned President of the Advocates Association, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, to commence his speech on behalf of the legal fraternity.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, the Honorable Judges of this Court, the Honorable Chairman, Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, Land Additional Public Prosecutor, Land Assistant Solicitor General, officers of the state, Rangarao, Didian Government Leader of Krishna district at Machilipatnam, and gained exposure in various fields and later appointed a standing council of Machilipatnam municipality in the year 1991. Then he was appointed as district and sessions judge grade 2 by direct recruitment on 1/1/1998 and served as additional district judge in various places like Vizianagaram and Kurnool. As additional chief judge, City Small Cause Court at Hyderabad, and then as registrar in the combined state of High Court. Later served as Principal District Judge at Rajahmundry, East Godavari District, and Guntur also. Later he was appointed as Additional Judge of High Court, Andhra Pradesh on 23/10/2013 and as Permanent Judge on 2/3/2016. My Lord is married to Srimati M.V. Ramana Kumari, who is also a judicial officer, presently working as a Registrar, High Court of Andhra Pradesh. My Lord delivered number of landmark judgments in the area of public concern. Amongst so many, my Lord, in Ajay Kumar Prashant versus Pradeep Kumar Pratt, the Lordship, while dealing a contempt case, His Lordship held, court cannot traverse beyond the order, non-compliance of which is alleged. In other words, it cannot say what should not have been done or what should have been done. It cannot traverse beyond the order. That means it would be exercising a review jurisdiction while dealing with an application for initiation of contempt proceedings. The same would be impermissible and indefensible. In another case, Lance Naik Korrapati Kishore Kumar versus the State of Andhra Pradesh, His Lordship held that a show cause notice and the final order cannot have a different reason or grounds, as it denies the noticee the opportunity to rebut the allegations. In another important case, in a division bench, sitting with His Lordship Prashant Kumar Musarda, Chief Justice, in Measures Mitra SP Private Limited versus Dhiran Kumar, His Lordship, while dealing, held that while challenging an award under the Industrial Dispute Act 1947, the Labour Court exercises powers and jurisdiction of a civil court, and that orders passed by a civil court can only be challenged before the High Court by way of a writ petition under Article 227 of the Constitution of India, not under Article 226. Now, my Lord is retiring. We would miss the presence of His Lordship in the High Court. My Lord's tenure created a special place in the hearts of every member of legal fraternity, and we are thankful for every endeavor that my Lord has made in upholding the rule of law and also for keeping cordial relationship between the bar and the bench. In recognition of His Lordship's hard work, commitment and uprightness, His Lordship was appointed as a judicial member in CLAT. I, on behalf of the Andhra Pradesh High Court Advocates Association, wish all the best to the Hon'ble Justice M.Satyanarayana. Thank you, sir.
With the permission of my Lord, the Hon'ble Chief Justice, may I now request the learned Chairman, Bar Council of the State of Andhra Pradesh, to commence his speech on behalf of the legal fraternity.
The Honorable Chief Justice Sri Prashant Kumar Misra ji, the Honorable Justice Satyanarayana Murthy garu and other learned judges of the High Court, the President of the Association Janaki Ram Reddy, my friend Harna, the Assistant Solicitor General, Additional Public Prosecutor, Senior Counsel, family members of my Lord Justice Satyanarayana Murthy garu, the advocate friends, ladies and gentlemen, the Satyanarayana Murthy garu as a judge, he is an accomplished personality as a judge of this High Court. Having enrolled in 1985, having practiced for a period of 13 years, he was appointed as a district judge in 1998. Thereafter, after functioning in different capacities as a district judge, additional district judges, registrar, he was ultimately elevated to this Honorable Court as a judge of this Honorable Court in the year 2013 and discharged the functions as a High Court judge till today. Every one of us aware he is functioning as a High Court judge. He is thorough with the law, abundant common sense, impeachable integrity, commitment to the duty, and courteous to the advocate fraternity, and always hardworking and sincere, and discharged so many cases of, as explained by the Honorable Chief Justice and my friend President of the Association, delivered many landmark judgments on civil, and as well as, though my lord practiced in the official court, dealt with elaborate subjects on the original side in the High Court its jurisdiction. My lord is always not only fearless but also fearless. My lord, nobody suffered, any young member of the bar, without having much experience and knowledge in the law, they never suffered before his lordship. Anybody attempted to say that he is a master of the law will meet a different situation. My lord is always never unassuming personality. He is very serious when my lord is on the bench, but off the bench he is very lovable person, very courteous, and always available for all of us. He is a guiding spirit. His journey as a lawyer and a judge is inspirational, illustrious. And this bar, of course, it is inevitable that beginning has to have an end, and it is inevitable that he has to retire one day. That happened to be today. And to our fortune, my lord is already, again, he is going to discharge in different forum, in different capacity, in different subjects. I wish my lord and his family members a happy life, and we look forward, even after completion of the tenure, come back to our legal profession by resuming and serve, pay back to the profession which has given him so much career and satisfaction. With these few words, I conclude by wishing again my lord a happy and a peaceful remaining life. Thank you.
With the permission of my lord, the Hon'ble Chief Justice, may I now request the learned Assistant Solicitor General, High Court of Andhra Pradesh, to commence his speech on behalf of the legal fraternity.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Satyanarayana Garu, Honorable Judges of this Honorable Court, learned Senior Counsels, family members of my Lord Justice Satyanarayana Garu, advocate friends, ladies and gentlemen. My Lord, Justice Satyanarayana Garu is from CRD Law College, and in this court, my Lord, there are quite a few CRD College students. So whenever we appear before my Lords, we have that feeling of the same college, and from that, we will be missing that from tomorrow. That apart, my Lord, retirement is end of something great. At the same time, it is a beginning of something better. That's exactly what has been proved by your Lord Justice Satyanarayana Garu today. His meticulous work towards judiciary and the landmark judgments delivered by him would definitely guide the juniors and the other advocates in the coming days also. My Lord Justice Satyanarayana Garu has always been guiding the bar, and from tomorrow the bar would be missing a judge with great wisdom. However, wherever my Lord Justice Satyanarayana Garu is, he definitely contribute to the judiciary in whatever way he can, in whichever forum he is. With these few words, I pray Almighty to give him adequate good health in future so that he can contribute to the judiciary and keep guiding the young advocates at the bar. Thank you, my lord.
With the permission of my lord, the Hon'ble the Chief Justice, may I now request the Hon'ble Sri Justice M.Satyanarayana garu to deliver his lordship's speech.
My Lord, Honorable the Chief Justice, Sri Prashant Kumar Mishra, my esteemed brother and sister judges, learned former Judge K.J. Sengar Garu, Janaki Ramareddy, President of the High Court Advocates Association, and Harnath Reddy, Assistant Solicitor General of India, Sri Ganta Ramarao, Chairman AP State Bar Council, the registrars, the members of Machilipatnam and other bar associations including Guntur, my college friends, judicial officers from different places, learners, advocates, members of the Bar Association and all staff members of the High Court, ladies and gentlemen. I am here before you today, humble and in awe that so many of you considered my farewell ceremony on the eve of my unavoidable superannuation worthy of your time. When I look back to my career at the bar and the bench, I feel grateful to the Almighty for blessing me with peace and happiness throughout my journey, except on few occasions. I am deeply touched and overwhelmed by the kind and gracious words spoken about me, and I convey my gratitude to all of you. And I have discharged my last day judicial function as a judge, High Court today, which continued for a period of 8 years, 7 months, 20 days. I started my career as an advocate at the end of the year 1985, attached to the office of Sri Ekkala Pandangarao Garu, the then government pleader of Krishna district, who groomed me and made me to learn many things. He encouraged me to practice mostly on civil laws. After 3 years from the date of entry into legal profession, I was appointed. The government offered me assistant government leader office, but I refused to take up the task of discharging duties as assistant government leader, and I addressed a letter refusing the same. Thereafter, I was appointed as a standing counsel for Machilipatnam municipality and continued till discontinuation of my practice as an advocate on account of my appointment as a district judge by direct recruitment in the state judiciary before entry into judicial service. I am grateful to my seniors, the late Y. Pandangarao Garu, who groomed me as an advocate. I was appointed as a deputy manager legal in Nuclear Power Corporation, Ministry of Defence, posted at Kalpakam, Tamil Nadu, but I declined to join as my destiny is otherwise. I was born as a judge in the judiciary at Vijayanagaram and groomed at Kurnool, and I could learn many aspects in criminal law at Kurnool as an additional district judge, and I decided large number of sessions cases which with a record of 104 cases which ended in life convictions. During my tenure as a district judge and judge High Court of Andhra Pradesh, Common High Court, and judge at Amravati, I discharged my functions to my satisfaction and to the satisfaction of ill-fated litigants. I could see smile in the face of miserable, vexed litigants who approached the court begging for justice from the court. I worked as a additional chief judge, City Small Cause Court, with great satisfaction, as the landlords and tenants used to leave the court with smiling face who were facing long-lasting litigation. From there, I was taken as a registrar by the Honorable Chief Justice G.S. Singhvi, who trained me on administrative side. I never forget love and affection showered upon me by His Lordship Justice Singhvi, G.S. Singhvi, who retired as a judge of the Supreme Court. He is my favorite judge, in fact, in the judiciary. Later, I worked under the guidance of Honorable Justice Bilal Nazki, Honorable Justice A.R. Dave, with great satisfaction as a registrar of residence, who treated me with great love and affection. I was elevated as a judge of the High Court during the tenure of Honorable Justice Kalyan Jyoti Sen Gupta and took oath on 23/10/2013, I was in division bench for a long period of 2.5 years in the Common High Court, mostly with Honorable Justice Ramesh Ranganathan, who was elevated as the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand and retired. I could learn different laws, particularly interpretation of statutes, tax laws and service laws while sitting in the division bench with the Honorable Justice Ramesh Ranganathan. I am thankful to each and every advocate and the Honorable Judges of the Common High Court for allowing me to discharge my duties without fear or favor. I am also thankful to Honorable Justice Kalyan Jyoti Sengupta, who recommended my name for elevation as a judge from subordinate judiciary. Being away from my family while I was working as a judge in the Common High Court, I felt little inconvenience. But my wife and my daughter extended their fullest cooperation to discharge my duties. Within short time after my wife was deputed to work as a registrar inquiries, the High Court was bifurcated and established at Vijayawada in a small building where almost all judges suffered a lot due to lack of proper infrastructure and accommodation. But 3 months thereafter, the High Court was shifted to the present new building. After establishing the High Court at Amaravati, I was sitting with the Honorable Justice Sri Praveen Kumar, then acting Chief Justice, who provided me a great opportunity to learn many things on judicial side, particularly the matters on public interest litigation and environmental laws, etc. 8 months thereafter, the situation was totally changed and a charged atmosphere was created in the High Court. Despite it, I could discharge my duties without fear or favor and to the satisfaction of the litigant public. After shifting to Amaravati, I happily discharged my duties for a period of 1 year, 4 months. Later, by the acts of the state, made me to learn many facets of law with the able argument of Advocate General. Being a judge, to render justice, I encountered a mood of bellicose jingoism on account of attitude of guardian of rights of the citizenry of the state. My confidence was not crumbled but doubled. But I never took it my heart. However, my family members, including my father and mother, felt a lot on account of situation. But still, I never took back step in discharging my duties, despite encountering such bellicose jingoism in the courts. I am thankful to the learned Advocate General in absentia for providing me a great opportunity to learn many twists and turns in different facets of law, including constitutional issues, though I am a favorite of growing tree doctrine and against the doctrine of Shatchapa. During my tenure, I never fell prey to either fear or favor, and I am neither sitting at the dais trying to win popularity contest. However, it was my tightrope walk. Some felt displeasure, but displeasure is not caused due to any other reason. However, it is on account of the law against one of the parties. Judgeship was never a savvy career move or professional high point, but in fact it has been a voyage that is coming to an end today. During my tenure as a judge, if I caused any inconvenience to any one of the advocates or the members of the bar, either on judicial side or on administrative side, it is neither intentional nor willful, but it is only to maintain the rule of law and render justice to the real party aggrieved. If anybody felt displeasure on account of my attitude in discharging my duties, it is only a momentary and not intended to cause damage to anyone. The judiciary, especially in a democratic country like ours, is well known for the impartiality. In numerous cases, it has taken decisions against the state as well for the achievement of the ends of justice. This impartiality of the judicial system in a democratic state can be attributed to the good qualities of a judge who always asserted their independence from executive control. Democracy reaches its height when knowledge and power are combined in the same individual. Democracy faces its greatest danger when knowledge is possessed by someone and power by others. A system of administration under which an entire people is denied its legitimate rights because a few wrongdoers cannot be found out is not a democracy, it is a despotism. When such incidents had taken place, it is the duty of the judiciary to come to the rescue of the public and protect the rights of citizens. In the pursuit of protecting rights of the people of the state, I discharged my duty to the best of my knowledge and protected the rights of the litigant public during my tenure as a judge. Though my career as High Court judge is coming to an end today on account of superannuation and losing an opportunity to render justice to the litigant public of the state, Almighty has given me another opportunity to discharge my duties on judicial side in a different capacity for the benefit of the nation. It is a time to express my gratitude to all those who have assisted me in discharging my duties, both judicial and as well as my administrative functions. I had the fullest cooperation of all my brother and sister judges in all my endeavors in discharging my administrative and judicial functions. They have shown love and affection, which gave me courage and determination to carry on my work. We all shared absolute camaraderie. The registrars had a patience to explain things which needed to be understood by me for the smooth functioning of the High Court. I thank each one of them especially. I need to thank my staff Kishore Kumar, Venkataramana, Uday Shankar, Lakshmi, Parvati, who are deputed to work at my residence, and my driver Mantosh Babu always managed to put me in a court on time with his wonderful driving skills. I will be failing in my duty if I do not refer the individual services rendered by court officers Sri Ramachandra Murthy, my personal secretaries Sri K. Sai Pavan Kumar, S. Pavan Kumar, J. Satish Kumar and Dawood Sheikh, and the courtmasters who attended my court, my chamber staff Sri P. Srinivasa Rao, Mr. Griman Rao, Ramesh and Subbarao, law researchers Mr. Divakar and SSV Gaud. I take this opportunity to thank each one of them. Mr. Venugopal Rao, Muniswami, Prakash and Edikondalu, working in the J Special and Medical section, the concern underlying their efforts impressed me immensely. I thank to them and staff of all other sections. The protocol section always surprised me by their keen attention whenever I had to travel. I thank the staff of protocol section of both High Courts, Sri Srimanarayana, Narayana, Anil Kumar and Achibabu. The overseer, Mr. Nagendra of Common High Court and Mr. Piru Sahib of this court and other staff members working with them took every care and provided services not in a routine manner but mixed with lot of concern. I thank them to all. I am confident that both the bar and bench would continue to do their best to ensure people that the law is duly administered as per the mandates of our Constitution. I am sure that wherever I am, I shall always treasure the memories of the High Court and experience gained here. Thank you all so much for coming and allowing me to express my feelings today. Finally, I would say that I am going to miss the learned counsels and their arguments on the bench. Last but not least, I am grateful to my wife Srimati Ammi Ramana Kumari and my daughter M. Nikita, who are behind my success, to share their opinions about my important actions in life. Thank you is not a word to express my gratitude. During my entire career as a judicial officer and also as a judge, I worked with devotion and to the best of my ability to keep up the prestige of the institution of the judiciary. I wholeheartedly express my good wishes to all of you, and I thanks one and all once again. Thank you.
With the permission of my Lord, the Hon'ble the Chief Justice, I declare that the proceedings are concluded.